Cheers, and welcome to RB2 Speakeasy, the TV show review. This is brought to you by the Reels, Booze, and Bros, aka RB2 Podcast. All right, we're going to get into it. In this episode of RB2 Speakeasy is going to be She-Hulk. We'll talk a little bit more about that. So we have our guest tonight. Tonight's guest doesn't like the word alcoholic. He prefers to be called advanced drinker. Real bro fan Kev. What's up, my man?
Yeah, that's probably a good descriptor after the last couple of weeks. A lot of advanced drinking has been going on.
Yeah, Kev calling via phone, decided to give him a ring, and we want to talk about She-Hulk. I know he's been, we discussed it a little bit previously at our friend Shane, Real Bro fan Shane's wedding. Shane, congratulations. Hope you're enjoying the honeymoon. And, I
hope he's enjoying the honeymoon by not listening to this. He can do that when he gets home.
Yes. And then what we're going to do when we get back to the RB2 podcast, we're going to be doing, I think, Top Gun Maverick. So stay tuned for that. All right. So last episode I did was with Real Bro fan Joe, and we did the terminal list. You can check it out. It's on our website, reelsboozebros.com. Real quick, what is the Speakeasy all about? Well, as always, we're going with the booze theme. We decided to name it the Speakeasy. We're going to limit each episode to about 30 minutes or less, not too much. Just a quick running on hot take about the show we're currently watching. And just like in true Speakeasy, we will keep discussion light and quick. And as always, just like Reels, Booze, and Bros, the podcast, we will do a quick mention of the booze. I said hot take. That's what I'll be having for my booze tonight. It's Hot Take by Magnify Brewing. It's an IPA, a 7.9% alcohol by volume, and I like it. I think we've had this on the RB2 podcast before. I don't know. Kev, what you got drinking for us tonight?
So I was just digging through to see what I have in my fridge, and I actually had Sierra Nevada. It's called Big Little Thing, so I guess that kind of matches the She-Hulk, the bigger but littler thing to the original Hulk, I guess. And it's in a purple can. I know that's not the official color of the Hulk, but it's close enough.
Yeah, why not? Purple, green,
it's a nice
same
little,
thing.
It's a nice little 9.0 IPA. And the joke is usually to watch out on the way home for all the nuns who are walking around. But I'm already home on the phone, so I can drink this as much as I want.
Very correct. So that's good. Yeah, purple. I think they have purple spandex over there.
Yeah, I know they're green, but purple close enough. I know there's some purple in there somewhere.
Yes, I see. Okay, so let's give a summary about the show. And we were the first one. We were not going to spoil when we did the terminal list, but you know what? Spoilers are ahead. So if you haven't seen up to the latest episode that's out now, we believe episode 5, there's spoilers going on. We're not going to try to give everything away, but if it happens, it happens.
There's 5 episodes out right now. It's going to run 9 episodes, so we're not going to be spoiling a lot probably because we don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, we kind of have to talk about some things and people who are showing up, I guess.
Yep. Okay. So Kev, what you got? Your summary of the show so far and your take on it. So
I wouldn't have been here if I wasn't enjoying it. So I'm enjoying the show. The first thing, it's dumb. It's very stupid at times. I know that other series like WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, a little bit more serious at times. This one, at least so far, has been pretty silly and stupid. But it's fun. They actually make a reference in the first episode to Thor Ragnarok, which is also, it's kind of serious at times, but it's kind of like a fun, silly, stupid movie as well. And that's kind of the feeling I get from this. It's still interesting. It's got weird off the wall humor here and there, but I think it's enjoyable. It's not annoying me at all. I know that you mentioned that a lot of people have been criticizing the show and saying it's too woke and stuff like that, but I think those people who are boring just don't want to have fun. So I think it's a fun show. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's a not a well-known character unless you're a huge comic book fan. And the ones who are really complaining about it a lot are the comic book nerds who are just like, oh, this isn't She-Hulk. This is what's going on. It's a show they make fun of itself. Like you really want to watch a show about like an attorney who has superpowers. How boring is that going to be without some sort of like crime fighting aspect? You have it's going to have to change. Like, what is this? What the hell are those old time shows like Matlock or something like that, where they're just sitting there, or like Night Court?
Dragnet.
Yeah, Dragnet, where it's just like, and they're bringing like to the next on trial and ask questions like objection. It's like, come on, man. Like, I know we're here for the superhero stuff with a little bit of, a lawyer's her background, but this is like, people don't realize, yes, the first episode shows how she got her powers, but then this entire miniseries is her coming to terms that she has powers and how to like use them. She doesn't want to use them. she wants to be a lawyer, but unfortunately, as you know, as the Hulk says in the first episode, with great powers, what do you say, comes great responsibility, something like that. Like you
said something
like, you're gonna be a superhero, and she's like, no, I'm gonna try to lead this life where I'm not. And throughout the show, she's found out she's using her powers. So it's an origin story over 9 episodes. The origin story is not the first episode. That's how the origin of her powers. But this is her
the origin story. Just how, which I did like. It didn't take forever to give a lot of backstory. I think within the first 5 minutes, you She-Hulk basically. It's pretty quick, so you don't have to worry about it taking forever to get into it. Also,
yeah, no.
Yeah, like you said, it's the whole thing. The whole origin story is going to be how she balances the idea of being able to live as both, for lack of a better word, either a human or She-Hulk. So.
Yeah, so it's a balance, and I like that. It's because people just grab their superhero persona we've seen so far and they run with it. She's like, no, I don't want to be a superhero. I need to go to law school and have $100,000 of debt. There's a lot of student loan jokes in the first couple of episodes. Yeah, I took out all these student loans for what? That hits hard for a lot of people. Maybe she's not on. Maybe they don't have that. That loan forgiveness inside her universe.
She's not getting the full 20,000 refund. She's only getting the 10.
Yeah, only the 10. Maybe not. Maybe she. Okay, but yeah. So, as I agree, I enjoy the show. It's probably the stupidest of them all, and it's just entertaining, and I like where it's going. That's all I have to say about it on there. It's good, it's funny, has good jokes, it's entertaining. I'm not looking for something that's very in depth, as you mentioned WandaVision earlier. Even the first few episodes of WandaVision, it was interesting.
I would say WandaVision, the first few episodes, I guess it's kind of campy humor because they're really playing on a lot of the old school TV programs and how they're formatted, because it goes from the 50s to the 60s and everything else. Yeah. Falcon and Winter Soldier is obviously a lot more political and a lot more action based too.
Yes. Yeah.
This is 100% a comedy series. It's a comedy Marvel series that's supposed to be, like I said, they mentioned at one point in the first episode where she's when she's talking to host, oh, you were out in space for a year? So they're obviously referencing Ragnarok. Yep. And that's what I kind of think of as the series is. It's still a Marvel thing, but it's supposed to be more funny and humorous than, more serious like the Captain America stuff. Yeah, it
makes light of everything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Have you seen the Miss Marvel yet? No, right?
No, I think we talked
about that. No, it's kind of very similar. That was again, it's maybe a tad more serious than this. It's a coming of age story because it's a teenage girl has superpowers, comes to terms. And again, another several episodes of an origin story. This is exactly what it is. It's an origin story of She-Hulk, and we're just watching it. So, all right, now let's go to some questions about the show. So, do you think, as I said, Twitter critics are claiming each episode is getting worse than the next? So, do you think this is a well-written show from what we're seeing? Can you agree with these Twitter critics? Everyone who knows better.
This is my question. So, are they expecting the show to win an Emmy for writing or something like that? Because it's a Marvel comedy show.
Yeah.
What do you want? So here's the whole point. If that's the whole point, there have been plenty of times where I've kind of laughed at dumb stuff that's happening in the show. I would guarantee a lot of people would probably say the 4th episode, the magic episode.
Yes.
With Madeline with 2 N's and a Y, but not with I imagine people probably hated that show, but the whole point is that's supposed to be just a stupid character, basically, and you're supposed to laugh at it the whole time.
Yes.
So the writing is fine because the writing is doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's not going to be a more serious Marvel movie. It's not going to be action based. It's a movie it's a TV show that's just deliberately tried to have fun. And I'm sure a lot of people probably hate the fourth wall breaking. There's a lot of times where She-Hulk just looks directly into the camera and states what's happening, but it's meant to be done for comedic effect. So it's fine. I don't have a problem with it. I know that a lot of people are complaining that it's too woke and it's silly and stuff like that. But that's the whole point of what the show is trying to do. So I think it's on target for what the aim is supposed to be.
Yes. So the writing is on target. I agree with you on that. It's again
it's not a comedy win an Emmy for writing.
No, not one bit. No,
but it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, it's getting this origin story across. It's very entertaining, and it's telling you this. It's making fun of its own self, and actually the rest of the Marvel when she. We'll go to the break in the fourth.
The whole running gag in the post credit scene for that. I think it was the first episode about Captain America being a virgin was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was great.
I knew it. Captain America fucks.
Yeah. as me, a huge Captain America fan, I kind of took that to heart. I was like, whoa. My boy definitely got laid once he got his superpowers. So with that. So before I want to go on the breaking the fourth wall, so episode 4, the magic one, as you brought that up, Madeline, as stupid as that character is, like I feel like she's definitely someone from our tri-state area in Jersey, New York. We have without a doubt dealt with, and one of the clubs by the shore.
Yep.
So
she's a Jersey Shore reject.
Yes, from the Jersey Shore reject. But the entire premise that magic thing was stupid as shit. They had to keep going with the lawyer aspect of the show, but breakout character Madeline, I loved it. She portrayed it like a complete idiot.
You said, we're kind of like giving some minor spoilers. Again, we don't know where any of this is going, but it's her and Wong just sitting on the couch watching like The Sopranos and whatever it was in the post-credit scene too. It's supposed to be stupid and funny. You're supposed to laugh at it. So
yes,
again, it's not as serious as other things. You're supposed to look at it and be like, this is supposed to be funny. So it's good.
Yeah, interesting. The Sopranos, that Wong has taken so long to watch The Sopranos. That came out, do you remember how long ago again? Let me see.
It was 1990s, I think, late 1990s.
Yeah, it was in the 90s. I remember when we were in high school, everyone's like all about The Sopranos, especially from again, this is close from the tri-state area.
Like 2002 or 3.
Let me go to my...
Where?
I would say Sopranos. Let's see when it started. 1999 is when it started. It was 6 seasons, and the fact that Wong is now watching it so late.
Listen, he's been busy.
He's been busy. I don't know because he wasn't
trying different alcoholic drinks. Apparently, the yak milk and vodka or whatever it was.
Yeah. Oh, that doesn't sound very tempting at all.
Well,
with that.
Madeline thought it sounded good. She wanted one.
And then he's like, his favorite drink was a gin and tonic. He's like, oh, let's go find you a bottomless gin and tonic. I like that Wong actually has like a different kind of friendship because let's face it, Wong is one of the best side characters in all of Marvel. I would say him and maybe that guy from Ant-Man, Michael Pena, where his character talks really fast. And and he does the recaps in those movies. I would like to have him come inside, but he has no really kind of superpower. But I would like to have him somehow be in She-Hulk. Maybe that's what the She-Hulk can be, bringing these characters. As I said, it makes fun of itself and
bringing Wong into this was pretty goddamn random at first, also.
Yes.
But then she's obviously a new character, and we haven't really said it yet, but the second and third episodes bring Abomination back. So.
Yeah,
they bring back Tim Roth to be Abomination, which even when they mentioned in the previous episode that's going to be, so the whole point is like she's she's a superhero attorney basically, or a supervillain attorney also, I guess.
Yep.
So her first case is that she has to do Abomination's parole hearing, which is silly as hell as well. But yeah, when they first said it, I didn't know who was going to be the actor, and you see an older Tim Roth sitting there. I was like, oh shit, they got him back.
Yeah, it's good. I like how they're bringing back all the characters for this. They're keeping it true to the actual show instead of replacing someone, unless you're Iron Man 2, the actual War Machine. So yeah. But other than that, everyone's pretty much coming back the same as we established later on. Okay, and as we're saying, Madeline was great actors of the show. So how do you think the actors of the show are so far?
It's standard fare for what you would expect from Marvel stuff. But funnier. I think the person who's playing She-Hulk, I will say that there were times where I've been watching it. It seems like they're kind of skipping from the budget for the CGI.
Yeah. Because
a lot of times watching She-Hulk move around, it looks very clunky.
Without a doubt, it does. I've noticed that too.
Yeah, but I think the woman who's playing Jennifer Walters is doing a good job. Everything else, Tim Roth is in it. He's been pretty good. A lot of the side characters are kind of annoying. We brought up Madeline before, but again, she's supposed to be annoying. Yeah. The costume designer who shows up in the most recent episode, pretty annoying as well. But they're supposed to be like these, outside characters who are specifically trying to be annoying. So it's not bothering me that much.
Yeah. I'm
it's not Madeline. I'm sorry. It's Madison. My bad.
That's it. Okay. Madison. You never guess where the Y is. So speaking of him, I'm getting tired of the there's only two types of characters who actually play like the costume or some sort of clothing maker. You're like an either very old Asian woman Or
that's an Incredibles reference, I'm assuming.
yeah, right. Am I right?
No capes.
Yeah, no capes. But like, well, yeah, it's the same thing. And I've seen in other shows, like, or you're either like a gay male, like who knows how
super villains and whatever.
Yeah,
because they come and tell them what they want. He was like, "Nope, you're not doing this, and you're not doing that." It's like they could rip your head off in a second if they probably wanted. Who is this guy?
Yeah, like who are you? Just because you know fashion doesn't mean like. Well, why are they stuck to these people? Why can't it be like, like some other guy, some other like character?
Just some regular dude just trying to make a living.
Yeah, he's like, listen, like I like fashion, and that's just it. Or it's just like some woman's like, yeah, I'm good at fashion. I think I can do this. Instead, it has to be just either a gay male or an old Asian woman that's designing these costumes.
Both of them are also just know-it-all pricks who no one would actually like to talk to.
Yeah. Why can't they be friendly and just compliment them, going like, no, that's not how it is. But they always got to be so rude. Like, I get it. You're good at what you do, but God, you don't have to be an asshole about it. Anyway, got a little meal upset.
Anyway, so the acting. So same thing. I said this isn't going to win any awards for writing, and I'm definitely sure it's not going to win any awards for acting either. Although I would say if someone was going to get nominated, it would be the woman playing She-Hulk. Which I should probably scroll up and actually say what her name is actually.
Let me see.
Is it Tatiana Maslany or whatever her name is?
Let's see. No,
that's Tatiana. Yep. It's Maslany or Maslany.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that.
I'm looking at the phonetic spelling. It says Maslany. So that's where we're going with.
Okay, we'll go.
Anyway, she's doing a good job. I think she's doing okay.
Yeah, she's good. She's like
the assistant is pretty good too, but she's obviously a smaller role. The paralegal.
The paralegal, whatever her name was, she's doing pretty well. As I said, I guess my emotions get pissed off when I say that. What are the emotions that make you feel throughout the season? I get angry when I see just those the asshole the clothing designer, but also I'm laughing. Again, I'm being entertained. I'm laughing. I'm not taking this thing any serious at all. I watch it. I like that it's 30 minutes. Anything longer than 30 minutes, well, not even 30 minutes at sometimes. I'm
I know one of the episodes was incredibly short. I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah. I am not watching it if it's longer than 30 minutes. If this is an hour show, it'd be bad.
Oh, it would get annoying after a while, I'm sure. It doesn't overstay its welcome.
No, yep. It knows exactly what it needs to do. It comes in, it hits the lines, it hits the mark, and you find out a little bit more about, She-Hulk, and she's coming to terms with her power. And, that background story of like they're trying to get her blood somehow. So what's going on there? So there's like an overall plot that might lead more into the movies. Some big supervillain of something that's going on. We're not sure. I'll just kick the chair. Sorry about that, everyone. So yeah, there's like a subplot that's there. We're not sure that's going on. So they might make mention to that later on. And as like any other Marvel show, there's also the credits at the end of the movie, the post credits.
Post credit scenes, yeah.
And I've been enjoying them. I don't give a shit about like just staying earlier with the woke and things like that. The twerking, I don't know why people get so crazy that She-Hulk is twerking. I thought it was great. She twerked and then she's like, it's
a dumb one-off joke. Who cares?
Why? Why are you caring that what this fake character is doing? Like, grow up. That's it. That's all I got to say. And then I laughed.
The one thing I saw that people were like, oh, women wrote this show and they're just going to do all this and objectify women and complain about it afterwards. It's like, oh, shut the fuck up. Who cares?
No, it's not like that. They make mention of it. She's like, listen, I'm walking home. I never have to feel upset. When she was walking home by herself with the headphones in and guys go to jump her, she's like, oh my God. She's like, wait a minute. I can finally handle myself. And she just beats the shit out of those guys.
So She-Hulk beat the shit out of all of you.
Yeah, so she doesn't be afraid anymore. That's what it sucks. It's like in their society and our society, same thing too. But like they make mention to some women problems that's going on, but they're trying to make light of other situations. So who cares? Twerking, everything's gonna be in twerking. It's what it is. It's a funny, stupid joke, and I like, what was it at the end where she's like, I will kill for you. It's like, oh, back it up. So like, that's so stupid, and I laughed. I was like, thank you. Like, I don't know what the big deal was. Everyone started twerking.
But that's the one thing I know. Like, I hadn't seen the show because I was away. And when I got home is when I binged the first 4 episodes, and I was just like, "This is what people are upset about. This is the one thing that people are going to look at and ignore, like everything else."
I bet it's some random ass Christian group in the Midwest that's like freaking the fuck out, and it's like, "This is what your big problems are." Like, grow up. Jesus, you got nothing better else to do. Okay, so now let's go on to breaking the fourth wall and talking to the audience. This hasn't been in the Marvel Universe until we first saw with Deadpool. People I'm not sure people really understood what was going on there because they were laughing too much at his jokes, his wise-assness, and the gore that's going on. I don't think they realized that he's actually talking to the audience because he's great. So I think it's him. She-Hulk does it, and like a couple other characters actually know that they're in a comic or so, and they talk to us that we or the readers are reading their thoughts and whatever.
Yeah, they know there's an audience present. Yeah.
So again, it's like that's a new thing. That's true to the character of what's going on. She talks to them, and I like it, and it makes fun of itself, as we stated earlier. So, what do you think about the breaking the fourth wall?
I have to remember. I feel like that happens at points in WandaVision. Also, it's supposed to be kind of tongue in cheek because it's like they're addressing the audience as TV characters, but they're still like doing the same thing. Where I'm positive there's times where Scarlet Witch like looks at the camera and says something that is directed to the audience, but they're playing it off because it's a quote unquote TV show within a TV show.
Yeah,
so
because was it Agatha? She's like the director, and she realizes she's in a TV show.
That stuff. The whole Agatha all along thing is a whole tongue in cheek thing directed to the audience. Also,
yes,
so.
Yeah. So see, it's going to, but
no, I don't have a problem with it. It's different, but it's because they're trying to focus on She-Hulk's different things that she has going on. It comes up in the episode where she creates the Tinder account also, where she just basically looks at the camera and is like, don't judge me.
Yeah.
So I mean, but that's the whole thing. It's funny. It's stupid. It's like there's different things that come up where she talks about being single and not being able to date people. And she's like, oh, well, I'll create a Tinder account as She-Hulk and we'll see if we get any hits. And she gets hits nonstop, basically.
Yeah.
So again, it's obviously stupid and funny, and that's what it's supposed to be. So I didn't have a problem with the breaking the fourth wall. There's plenty of shows that are comedies that do stuff like that. Like you said, Deadpool is a Marvel movie, but it's more action based than this so far. But it's comedy based. Deadpool is supposed to be funny. This is Marvel based, and it's supposed to be funny also. So if in the middle of like the Doctor Strange movie, or even if Captain America stopped and just stood at the screen at some point, that would be kind of weird.
Yeah, without a doubt, that'd be weird. There's only
so Captain America, which it also does get mentioned in this show too. The only time that something like that does happen, it's not breaking the fourth wall, but he does do the one thing after he knocks himself out in Endgame where he says, well, it's like that's America's ass or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, she's what she said. Yeah, that's definitely.
Oh, yeah, she does that. She was like, "That's America's ass."
Yeah, I can't remember. He's so sad. Damn right, it's America's ass. Yeah, so the fourth wall breaking is good. I like it. It can only work with comedies. I think the only other one where it may work with, it might be weird, and confusing. If did you see Moon Knight? Like he has so many personalities. Maybe one of those personalities might be like might show up and be like starts talking to the audience and then like snap back to someone else. I could see it like that, but that might confuse because Moon Knight confused a lot of people. I
was going to say honestly, I like Moon Knight, but I couldn't give you any idea about what was happening most of the time.
Yeah,
it was a very strange show.
I see. Well, I followed it pretty well. Oh, that's maybe another discussion that's going on. So Ethan
Hawke more though. Hopefully he can get into the MCU a little bit more.
I do. I liked Ethan Hawke as well. Interesting. So, So let's jump back to the credits, the post credits. They were good for each episode. In this last episode though, with the costume designer again, that awful man who's very rude. There wasn't a post credit scene in this one, which pissed me off, but I do like that reveal at the end of the episode because a lot of talk was going on, and that reveal was Daredevil. So Charlie Cox he's been confirmed that he's going to be in the MCU, just not the same kind of way as we saw on the Netflix shows. But
it makes perfect sense that this is how they're going to get him involved in a show about law also. So
yeah, so I as much as I was like a little upset that the fact they didn't have a post credit, because whether it be She-Hulk twerking or her doing something like lifting something up or just whatever, something random, or Wong talking about The Sopranos, like I like this better because you're like, oh, that's such a good reference.
Yeah, I mean it's a meaningful reveal. So the other stuff is kind of silly and dumb, but this is like, oh, now we know that Daredevil, who also was basically hinted at in it was No Way Home, right? Where he's the lawyer that shows up when his identity is revealed.
Yeah, everyone's like, "Oh shit, that's the lawyer," and then he catches.
Yeah, so now we know it's going to get advanced at some point. It might not even be in this show. There's a Daredevil show coming out, right?
Yeah, it's Daredevil. Shit, was it Overdrive?
Saying,
I don't know what it is, but it's something.
Up in here, it's just cool to see that we know that the character like is going to have the traditional helmet, which I'm assuming it was yellow in the can.
Yes,
right?
Yes. I think I saw something where it's going to be kind of like
see how that goes, but.
So yes, I like that reveal because everyone knew it was coming, but they're like, how are they going to bring it in? And then boom, why is this costume out? Whatever happened to discretion? Customer confidentiality or something going on.
Yeah, confidentiality. Yeah.
So I like it. I was like, nice reveal. But then it angers me because I'm excited for Daredevil, and I hope.
But you still like the character.
Yeah. So I hope.
Yeah, the costumer is what I meant.
That rude asshole. I hope Daredevil is gonna be just as good as it was in Netflix. 'Cause I loved it. So. Mm-hmm. And that's about it for the questions going on. So, She-Hulk is good. But what do you think? Your final review of the show thus far, and where do you think it's gonna take place? Because it's almost done. We got 5 episodes out. We got 4 more to go. For 9, right? Yeah. 9 total. So.
There's apparently going to be one that drops
tomorrow.
In 2 days. It says. Yeah.
Is it I think it's Wednesday.
Yeah, it might be late tomorrow night, I guess.
Yeah, it's like early in the like 3 in the morning or something.
So I'm enjoying the show. So if I was going to grade it. I wouldn't say it's as good. So the only shows I've seen from start to finish still are WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier. I've seen parts of Loki. I've seen parts of What If. I would say it's not as good as those first 2 shows, but it's still at least like an 8 or an 8.5. Everyone who's like saying it's like the worst show ever, like I think those are the type of people who are just looking for stuff to complain about, basically.
Yeah, they're just looking to.
They're just like, I hate everything, and
she's green.
Well, I don't want to get into it that much. For me, just thinking about the show was weird when I first saw the first 4 episodes, especially when they did the Abomination trial. I was looking up comparisons to different shows because it did remind me of something. I'm sure you were a loser that watched Adult Swim all the time, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so this show is 100%. Like it's Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
Oh my God!
But for the MCU. And when I was thinking about that, I was looking up, and some people were making those comparisons. Also, think of it.
Christ! I love Harvey Birdman.
Superhero and supervillain court cases, basically. Yes. And that's actually what I want more of in the last few episodes. I want to see like the Abomination trial. I thought was funny.
Yeah,
they keep going back because they complained that he breaks out of prison, but he didn't because Wong actually was just using him for an underground fight ring, basically.
Yeah, and that was in Shang-Chi. That was there. So. Yeah,
they had the magic episode with the court case wasn't that good, but even the last one about basically what's it called, like copyright infringement, I guess.
Yeah, because
someone else already took the name She-Hulk before she could use it. Uh-huh. It's just dumb, funny things that happen. So yeah, it reminded me a lot of Harvey Birdman. So. I would like to see more court cases where just dumb random shit is happening, and that would be good.
Yeah, which makes it so much better.
Again, yeah, just turn your brain off and don't expect it to be a serious show, and it's fun and it's enjoyable. That's my opinion.
Yeah. So what do you think would be like a next court case coming up? So let's say we got the infringement rights on the name. We got
it would be hilarious. Everyone always makes the jokes about suing the Avengers for like what would you call what's the phrase? Like damaging public property.
Yeah.
I saw somewhere. Just imagine someone sues Thor for like crushing his car when he's like throwing at a superhero or a supervillain or something like that. Yes. He's got to appear in court and be like, I was trying to save the universe.
Yeah. Oh my God, that'd be great. And watch him like bring a goat. He brings the goats. He's like, I'm sorry. They need me around them because they get very sad and scream all the time when I'm not there.
You can have somebody from the town in WandaVision to be suing Scarlet Witch.
Yes, for being like mind controlled or something, or like or some sort of fraud. I don't know what's there. And what else would be? Oh, you know what's
Captain America can sue for slander for calling him a virgin.
Oh, well, he's old now, so I don't think he would.
That's what they should do. They should lean into the full comedic effect and just have superheroes being sued or suing for the dumbest of fucking reasons. It would be fantastic.
Yeah, that's true. Or maybe like this, or they could go in with the get kind of serious and have that case with the parole now for Michael Keaton's character as
for Vulture.
For Vulture, and like for the theft of property, he's like, listen, I need to go back. I have a daughter. I reformed and stuff going on. Like another one of those, like how the Abomination was, and that ought to be interesting. And how he gets out of there, because you see him in where is he? He's a post-credit scene in one of the movies. I can't remember which one it was. It was Morbius. If anyone's ever seen Morbius.
No, so, I passed on Morbius.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, I haven't missed much.
It was all right, but I digress. So
I'll your word for it.
But again, I think they should have I agree with you. They should have some of these funny like courtroom cases that's going on, like suing these superheroes or not just super powered people. Just having sue, and that's their law division. That's what we're gonna do. I'm interested to see what cases come up next and how it plays into the story, and like see where this background story of people trying to get her blood is this really. I wonder who this is gonna be. I wonder if this is the character in the first Hulk, the Incredible Hulk. I think that's what it was with Ed Norton, and it just kind of plays into this, and it was Modek.
Well, I guess I guess that could play into the whole multiverse thing now about having different villains that are appearing.
Well, it's true, but like because the next villain actually for the Falcon Winter Soldier is Modek, Modok, is the guy who got the Hulk blood into his brain and he becomes super smart or something like that. So yeah, somehow he's the villain for the new Captain America movie with Falcon. Anthony Mackie's Captain America. So I don't know.
Either that, they'll do something cheaper. They just say, "Oh, Abomination just wanted the blood because he said he wouldn't turn into the Abomination anymore, but now he'll turn into the Hulk instead."
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I agree. Good show. It's definitely a comedy. It just turn your brain off and watch it and enjoy it. All right. And I guess that's it. So I want to thank you to my guests, Real Bro Fan Cav. Thank you for joining us and taking this phone call. And thank you for the fans tuning in on this. You can check this episode out on any podcast listening platform like our predecessor, Reels, Booze, and Bros, aka RB2 Podcast. And this episode will also be on reelsboozebros.com, but you have to find it on the website. We just don't let anyone into the Speakeasy, all right? You got to find it. The only hint I will give you for its location can be linked from the homepage of reelsboozebros.com. If you found it, the page where these episodes will be at, keep it a secret. We don't want the fuzz finding out. Listen, it's Speakeasy. The riffraff, we don't want them in here either. Okay? And that's it for this episode. Cheers.